How much would you pay for a convicted murderer's couch, or for a murder victim's monogrammed pillows? A recent auction caused a buying frenzy that proved just how much some true crime fans are willing to pay for a ghoulish souvenir. On March 3, 2023, former lawyer Alec Murdaugh was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murders of his wife Maggie and his 22-year-old son Paul. Murdaugh attempted to sway the jury by taking the stand in his own defense 10 days prior, but the plot backfired. Following the jury's verdict, Judge Clifton Newman delivered his sentence to Murdaugh, who maintained his innocence until the bitter end. In an attempt to pay legal fees for Murdaugh's trial, the Murdaugh family hunting lodge was put up for sale. WSAZ says the 1,700-acre estate in South Carolina, the location of the murders of Maggie and Paul, sold for $3.9 million. The sale also included all of Murdaugh's possessions on the estate, which since went to auction and have been strip-mined for cash. Items included holiday dishes, a fur coat, carved masks, a dartboard, and lots of kitsch.
It is on display in a way that no one really anticipates their life being on display.
These items and more from the Murdaugh estate went on sale starting March 23rd at 4 p.m. at Liberty Auction in Pembroke, Georgia. People reportedly drove to the auction from as far away as Virginia and Alabama. One auction goer told WYFF, "My mom has been following the Murdaugh cases for the past 4 years or so we figured this would be a good wrap-up to the trial." WYFF says the auction ended at 10:30 p.m. on the day it started, with every item sold, even this yellow crime tape. ABC News 4 lists several standout items and their outrageous prices. $1,300 for a popcorn machine, 7 turtle shell lamps for $5,400, and a set of longhorn antlers for $10,000.
Here I am, I got them.
ABC News 4 reports that a set of leather furniture, 2 sofas, 2 chairs, and 2 ottomans sold for a whopping $30,000, and a single beer cozy went for $500. Liberty Auction owner Lori Mattingly described the scene to CNN as frenzy buying and said of the jaw-dropping prices, "That just proves people have more money than sense." Reporter Brooke Butler of WJCL News posted video clips from the auction site on her Twitter page. The number of auctioned items is staggering. CDs, a wicker chair, old camouflage jackets, boxes of nails, a few fanny packs, a chandelier, vases of various sizes, silverware, cupcake tins, stacks of decorated dishes, tiny artificial Christmas trees, Halloween pumpkins, and sneakers and baseball caps that, judging by the type and style, might have belonged to Paul Murdaugh. One pair of khaki shorts even had Paul's brother's name Buster written on the waistband. And according to CNN, Maggie Murdaugh's monogrammed pillows were also auctioned off. Among the many hardback books for sale were 2 novels that someone with a dark sense of humor paired for a promotional photo. CNN notes that Robert Daley's Man with a Gun is about a man who commits an accidental homicide. The most notable item from the auction, however, might be its most unassuming, a framed poem. It's an altered version of some light verse called The Guy in the Glass, written by Dale Winbrow in 1934. It's more than a bit eerie, reading in part, "When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say." The poem also talks about folks calling the man in the mirror a wonderful guy and a straight-shooting chum, but suggests the person looking back might just be fooling everyone. The eeriest stanza, however, is this one. "For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass."